Ford has made history once again. And people are having some mixed feelings about it. Tell me how you feel in the comments. Meanwhile, let's dive into it. Hi, I'm Taylor. This is my 2015 Ford Mustang 2.3 liter turbo EcoBoost. Now, if you've been living under a rock, I'm talking about the 2025 Ford Mustang GTD, which now claims its spot as the first American-produced car to run a sub-7-minute lap around the Nürburgring, making it only one of 6 production cars to do so. And the rumor is, it has a better time in it because conditions weren't ideal when they ran this lap time. Let's watch a video on it.
7 minutes feels like an eternity when you're waiting on something.
We can't see him, we can't talk to him. We're just waiting for that roar to come back down the straight.
And you're telling me people are mad about this? They are mad about it. How can you be mad? That's literally so impressive.
Since third week of June, he felt that the car was down on power, that it was shifting rough, and a little bit concerned. Is everything working okay? He's going extremely fast, and he has to count on the car doing exactly what he expects it to do.
There's so much about this that's so impressive. This is Ford. So many people hate on Ford and think that Ford isn't impressive and they build crap vehicles, but they're sitting here with a professional driver trying to get a car to go around the Nürburgring in under 7 minutes. They're doing everything that they can and working so hard to get their car to do this.
Do all the time. There's time pressure, but we got to make sure we can tell him it's good to go.
The Nürburgring has a history that's nearly 100 years old. It's 20.8 kilometers long, 73 curves, and 300 meters of elevation change.
If there's anything that will push a car to its true limits, we all know this. The Nürburgring is one of them. If a car is going to prove itself, it's going to be on the Nürburgring. That's it. And that's what Ford's doing.
It's the world's most difficult track.
Because it's a very hard place to get around without crashing. And it has a nickname.
The Green Hell. This is the ultimate fitness test for a road performance vehicle.
Nürburgring lap time. It's the standard by which all performance cars are measured. You can't hide from a bad lap time at the Nürburgring.
If you can run under 7 minutes, you join a very elite group of vehicles that have ever done that in the history of time.
Even that target puts you in rarefied atmosphere.
There's no North American manufacturer who's done a sub-7 lap yet.
This would be a giant accomplishment, especially for its first attempt at going sub 7 minutes.
And there's no hiding from failure.
All eyes are on Ford. They've been talking about this for years. All eyes are on Ford. They can't fail. They've been doing everything in their power to not fail. They said that they were going to design this car. It was going to do a sub 7-minute lap on the Nürburgring. You've seen the movies. You've seen Ford versus Ferrari. When you piss off Ford, you're not going to win. Plain and simple.
We wanted to make a road car that was actually even more technologically advanced than racing cars.
so we can go as fast as possible around the track.
So if you want that car to be fast, this is what we gotta do.
You people want to know why Ford cares enough about TJ Hunt to sue him over his Street Hunter kit? This is why. Do you see how much time, money, and material is going into the design of this car? And for somebody like TJ Hunt to just be like, copy, paste. The GTD is more than just a body kit. It's not appearance. It's not looks. It's so much more than that. There's a reason Ford was upset. You're not going to win against them.
All the bodywork on the GTD is carbon. So the car's an absolute rocket ship.
Supercharged V8s.
Up at 815 horsepower, and it just feels awesome.
It is the best Mustang ever.
Yeah, the Nürburgring is famous for having unpredictable weather.
It wasn't going to rain this morning. As you can see, a little wet, but the sun's breaking through.
Says by 7 p.m., full sun.
It's a little late in the day.
Hard to navigate. For it to be bright sunshine in one part of the course and absolutely downpouring rain in other parts.
Oh, it's a big course.
And every 5 minutes, it would change. You could not plan on what's the best next step.
To go sub-7, you need a perfectly dry track everywhere.
Dirk is going to run the course. If it's dry enough, he'll be back here and be ready to go.
Does a cute little lap in a dark horse.
And this is preparation for the famous carousel. Probably one of the most important corners. You can only lose time here. You will never really gain. If you're too fast, you lose it at the exit. You just need to nail it. And if you're going in just too slow, lap time is lost.
Another thing that you have to trust your car for. Also, do you know how much this car is going to be worth? This one in particular, not just the GTD. I know there's quite the price tag on the GTD already, and that's why a lot of people are upset. But do you know how much this one, this specific one that is running the Nürburgring, is going to be worth? It's probably just going to end up in a museum because it made history, but it's going to be worth a lot of money.
Clear. You good to go?
Hold on, what did that little... I need to know what this little disclaimer just said at the bottom. Where'd it go? Nope. I think I went too far. The warranty shall be voided if the Ford vehicle is used or driven in a competitive event with simultaneous multi-vehicle participation, racing, including on racetrack or other closed course. Now, I could see why that would upset a lot of people, actually, because you're spending $300,000 on a vehicle that is meant to do this stuff, in a sense. So basically, that's a tough topic to touch on, actually. So basically, if you're buying this car to drive it the way that it is meant to be driven, you better, first of all, you're going to have money because you bought the car. It's $300,000. But you better have the money to fix it because Ford says, don't do it. But I mean, I get it. Because, like, people will take cars and they'll beat the absolute crap out of them. And then they'll be like, eh. Can you just look at this. Look at how absolutely menacing that looks. That is such a beautiful and mean car. Ford really did something.
These moments are the moments that makes it all worth it.
So beautiful.
Going to do, and we told them who we were going to compete with and what technologies we were going to use to do it. So now this is our opportunity to go into their backyard and pick a fight.
Ford literally said, bye Chevy, bye Dodge. We're going to go compete with the big boys right now and build a car that is going to make history from America. In Germany. Ford said, peace. See you guys never.
Go, 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 go. Holy shit, 6:57?
6:57. 6 minutes and 57 seconds. The first American production car to do a sub 7-minute lap on the Nürburgring. I would drop my mic, but it's mounted to a stand. That's what Ford did.
I wasn't sure this day would come, but it has come. And we're now in the club. We made it in the club.
Not only we achieved the sub 7 lap, we achieved it in suboptimal conditions. The car has a lot more to offer.
We know there's more in the car. We know there's more in the track. We know we can do better.
Can you imagine that? Going out on your first try with the car. Obviously, they've done simulations, they've done tests, they've done so much to get to this point. Your first out of the gate lap. Conditions are meh. They're not awful, but they're not great. And you run 6 minutes and 57 seconds. What? Now, let's talk about why people are upset about this. Now, I'm just going off of what I've seen on social media for people's complaints. Someone said, man, that looks like a Porsche. Let's take a look here. All right, here is a 2025 Ford Mustang GTD. I'm saying this just so you don't get the two confused because apparently it looks just like a Porsche. Here's the Ford. Here's the Porsche. I may be blind, but I don't see the resemblance. It's... I see, chassis mounted wing. Pretty standard for downforce on a car. I don't see it in the front end. It's definitely the front of that is quite a bit different, and so is the rear. The entire height and proportions of the car aren't alike in any sense at all. Honestly, I have no words for whoever said that this looks like a Porsche. I have no words. This looks like a Porsche? I think someone might need to get their eyesight checked. To me, that looks like an American-made muscle car. But to each their own, I guess. Porsche. Now, don't get me wrong. First of all, I'm not a huge supercar person. I wouldn't put Porsche in that sort of little box. I love the GT2 and the GT3 RS. Love them. Would absolutely own one. Great handling cars, in my opinion. This doesn't look like that. It just doesn't. Plain and simple. Another complaint from someone. It's not a production car if you have to be invited to buy it. Now, the definition of a production car is a car that rolls off the assembly line Okay? It is built and produced in the condition that it's running the lap in. Now, whether you have to be invited to buy that car or not, doesn't matter. It is a production car. There were no modifications done to it after it rolled off the assembly line for it to run that lap. Now, there is certain safety equipment that has to be added to the car and able to run on the Nürburgring. That has nothing to do with it. It is still a production car. The only thing they have to do is add some safety features and put a roll cage in the car, just so that it's safe to run around the track. Other than that, it is a production car. It is one of 6 production cars that has ran a sub 7-minute lap on the Nürburgring. So whoever made that comment, I think you might want to look up the definition of what a production car is. Because this is a production car. Production car. Now, obviously, another gripe about these cars is the cost. They cost around $300,000, which for a Ford is pretty expensive. I mean, you get a base model Mustang, I think they run around $50,000 to $60,000 now. I don't know. I haven't looked at one. But you're talking about $300,000 for a Mustang, a Ford, an American manufactured car. Now, is it worth that? I don't know. It has a fully carbon fiber body. It's had years of fine tuning put into it. It's a limited production vehicle as well. Like, you have to be invited to buy it. There's not going to be a ton of them, but people are saying that it's stupid because you can go out and buy a Lamborghini for less than that. But the thing is, you're going to see a Lamborghini anywhere. Personally, I don't like Lamborghinis. I don't. I think they're ugly. Do they sound cool? Yes. Do I like the look of them? No. I think you're just wasting your money on one, in my personal opinion. Would I buy one of these? No, absolutely not. I'm not going to spend $300,000 on a Mustang. I don't have $300,000 to spend on a Mustang. But do I think that their argument holds up in court? No. I would take this over a Lamborghini. Would I take this over a Porsche? No. Would I take it over a Ferrari? No. I would definitely take it over a Lamborghini, though. But at the same time, what are you going to see more of at car meets, at car shows, driving around the street in Miami? I'll give you a hint. It's not going to be a GTD. Mostly because nobody's received any of their allocations yet, but that's besides the point. It's not a common car. Now, let's look at the other lap record holders. Number 1, Mercedes AMG 1 at 6 minutes and 29 seconds. Now let's look at what this looks like. Do you see this thing? First of all, this car, insane. Beautiful. Went half a minute faster. Granted, look at the thing. Do you see how aerodynamic that is? How low it sits to the ground? I guarantee that car handles amazing. Let's go up the list. Number 2, we've got the Porsche GT2 RS at 6 minutes and 43 seconds. You're telling me that this Mercedes has every car on that list beat, and the number 2 is beat by 14 seconds? Do you know how fast 14 seconds is on a lap? On the Nürburgring, that's like no errors. That's insane. Number 3, the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series at 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Number 4, Porsche GT3 RS 992, 6 minutes, 49 seconds. So Porsche has the 2nd and 4th spot, as they should, because Porsche is amazing. I think, honestly, I don't know anybody who doesn't like Porsche. I might get yelled at for how I say Porsche, but I don't care. Number 5, a Lamborghini Aventador LP770-4 SVJ. 6 minutes, 49 seconds. Let's just look up the... Yeah, it's an SVJ. Do I like it? No. Is it impressive? Sure. It's a Lamborghini. Next. Another Porsche GT2 RS. Oh, it's literally the same one. They hold two in the same car. Okay, 6 minutes, 52 seconds. Number 7, Porsche holds the 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th spot in the top 10 lap times around the Nürburgring. If that doesn't tell you anything about Porsche, I don't know what does. So, there's nothing else to say. You're telling me that this car, this American-made production car, is on the same top 10 list as 4 Porsche records? 4 of them. And that doesn't impress you? Tell me why you're not impressed. Tell me why you're upset. Another person said, for the price tag on the GTD, that's a slow time. They should have been at a sub 640 for the money. I bet Porsche is laughing hard. This car costs less than a brand new GT3 RS. I'd like to point that out, and it's right there with it. So I really don't know what the problem is. People can gripe about this in so many different ways. But you can't say that it's not impressive. You cannot. I don't care who you are. Argue with a wall. You can't tell me that that's not impressive. There's just... Tell me what your thoughts are, please. I'm so interested to hear what everybody else thinks, because there's some people that are so impressed. They're like, wow, this is great. Like, so cool. Ford did this, blah, 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 blah. And there's other people who just want to complain about it, saying it's not impressive. The car's too expensive. It should have done better. Like, please, I would absolutely love to hear other people's thoughts on this. Do you think it's impressive or not? Everyone has their own opinions. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. If you think that it's not impressive, then that's fine. You can't really run away from the facts here, though. It broke a record, and it made it into the top 10 best lap times at the Nürburgring. The proof is in the pudding. Honestly, I'm having a hard time finding some of the bad comments on Von Gittin Jr.'s Facebook posts. But, I mean, there's a few. It's really just like, it's not even stuff that you can debate. It's just people saying stupid things. Like, one person said, yeah, but the 2024 ZR1 can go 233 miles per hour in a straight line. In a straight line. Because that's still not the record for the highest speed. And then there's people saying it only took 7 years. Yeah. For a car company that doesn't specifically build cars like this, yes, it took 7 years. They wanted to do it right. And they wanted to break records out of the gate. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time. And they're going to want experts, and they're going to want tests. Like, no one is ever pleased in this day and age. That's all I have to say. And honestly, I think I'm going to wrap the video up at that. You can't please everybody. I think it's impressive. Would I buy one? No. Is it a cool car? Yes. Is it great that they made history once again? Sure is. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Until next time,